Hmm. Does muscle weigh more than fat? Believe it or not, that's one of the most common questions that I've gotten over the 3+ decades that I've been involved in health and wellness and fitness. Okay, so there's two schools of thought when it comes to this question. There's the truists and there's the fitness professionals. Now, the truists, they are like, a pound is a pound. Like 5 pounds of iron is the same as 5 pounds of fat. One takes up less surface area than the other, but a pound is a pound. And that's true with muscle and fat too. This is a real representation of muscle, like 100% muscle and 100% fat. This is what 5 pounds of muscle looks like. This is what 5 pounds of fat looks like. But they both weigh the same. The truest would say that, okay? Now, on the other side of that is the fitness-minded professionals. Now, they think of things in a little bit different terms, and this is where the confusion comes in. They think of things in like units of measure. So like a square inch of muscle and a square inch of fat, if you got them together and weighed them, the square inch of muscle would weigh more than the square inch of fat. Now, in visual terms, if this white ball was muscle and this blue ball was fat, if you weighed both of them, the white ball, the one made out of muscle, would weigh more than the blue ball, the one made out of fat, okay? So this confuses people when they hear this and they don't know what to make out of this. So my name is Al Morenton. I'm the founder of MyFitLife and I'm the host of the Health Freedom Show. And I'm here to clear up this confusion for you today, okay? So with my thought in the MyFitLife way of thinking, muscle weighs the same as fat, but you throw in this extra little bit, but takes up less surface area. I believe that's better than muscle weighs more than fat. Now, why is that? It's because what I've found over the thousands and thousands and thousands of clients I've had over the 30+ years that I've been involved in the fitness industry is that people don't want to weigh more, whether it's muscle or fat, right? They associate that with getting bulky. Fat, getting fatter, obviously bulky out here, and of getting like more muscle, they associate that with getting bulky this way, especially if it's gaining weight, right? And they don't want either of that. They don't want either of those scenarios. What they do want is they want to have less surface area, like be smaller inches wise, specifically in the waist, hips, thighs, and for women a lot, it's up in here, what we call the bra fat area. So the bra strap could dig in and there's some, hanging skin over that. You don't want that, right? So the main thing with this is you need to explain to people and for you to understand is you can lose fat and gain muscle while losing inches and increasing your health. I'll say that one more time. You can lose fat and gain muscle while losing inches and increasing your health at the same time. So the next question that comes in after that is, why not just lose fat? Who cares about the muscle? Just keep the muscle the same and just lose fat, and that's what I want, right? And it's a noble, thought, but it's impossible to achieve in real life, right? So you either lose and build, or you lose and lose. You lose fat and build muscle, or you lose fat and you lose muscle. One is sustainable, and one is the yo-yo syndrome, okay? The lose fat and build muscle, that's sustainable. That's the MyFitLife way. That's what I live, okay? And that's what our community lives. The other thing, the other way, the lose fat, lose muscle, all that, that's like the Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig kind of thing where you lose fat, you lose muscle, you lose water, and basically you lose your mind and you fall off the program, gain weight back, maybe get worse and go back in this yo-yo syndrome, right? And it's all planned for that, and all this confusion and, all this despair, all these kinds of things. You could lead a more joyous life by going into the lose and build mode, okay? And I'll tell you why. There's benefits to it. There's benefits to building muscle, okay? Well, number one, and the most simple one, is just the effort of building muscle burns fat. Like the exercise involved, the effort it takes to build the muscle, it will mobilize your stored body fat to be burned as energy in the process, right? So super cool. Then it also tightens up your body, like internally. It feels like an armor within you and just like makes you super tight and really strong looking, like in with inches lost. It's awesome. Externally, your skin becomes like more firm and toned, okay? So it actually helps you to get bounce back in your skin, more elasticity, look more youthful, all that kind of stuff. And then you just become like a fat burning machine. Like muscle burns calories at rest, and then a person that has more muscle and less fat that weighs the same as a person that has more fat and less muscle, the person with more muscle will burn way more calories during the same activity as a person with more fat. It's just super cool. You just become this fat burning machine. I call it a high octane individual. Now I have two examples of this. One's sort of like the mindset that it takes to get to where you can, lose fat and build muscle and become that like high octane individual where you're just a fat burning machine 24 hours a day. And this is a lady that she came in, and she's the one that came up with the bra fat thing for MyFitLife. And we were doing these rows, and she's like doing this, and it's sort of hard to do this, the positioning and maintain the movement and do everything properly. And she's like, she's like this high level salesperson, high wealth, high net worth individual. And she's like, why am I doing this? Why aren't I doing something more fun? And it was like, because this is what works, then she goes, well, what is this work? Like it's working in here, in this area, it's going to tighten it, you're going to lose those inches. She wanted to get rid of that in there. She goes, oh, bra fat. I'm like, yeah, bra fat, that area in there. She's like, I'm going to get rid of that by doing this. So yeah, well, okay, then let's go. Let's do this. So she had the motivation to do it when she learned that building muscle in all these certain areas will help to tighten up and lose the fat in those same areas. It's super cool, right? Then the other one is a real life example of this actually happening. And when I first came to Orange County from LA over a decade ago, this woman, she was the perfect example of it, She was my first client in Orange County, and everybody was looking to see like what I'm doing with this person. And, everybody in the gym, this new gym that I'm in and all this kind of stuff. And we go into this 16-week total body makeover that I had created. And she's doing the workouts and doing this stuff. And 8 weeks in, halfway point, we do an assessment. Losing inches, up here, she lost the bra fat. She lost inches, like multiple, like 3.5 inches in her waist, like 2.5 or 3.5 inches in her hips, actually 2.5 inches in her waist. She lost like 1 3/4 inches in her thighs and 2 inches in the other thigh. It was like really awesome. Then she stepped on the scale. When she looked at the scale, she only lost 2 pounds. Like her heart sank, right? I only lost 2 pounds. I put all this effort in. Like, look at the mirror, okay? And then look at the inches lost. And she's like, oh my God, like, who cares about the scale? I don't care about that thing anymore. You're right. It doesn't matter, right? Because she gained muscle and lost fat. That same day, after we were doing this stuff, people were like, hey, how'd she do? Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is her results. And she's wearing a tank top, because she feels good about herself now. And the girls are like, hey, wow, look at the little muscles in your back. She goes, I want your back, So, and like, she was so happy. She's happy with the person staring back at her in the mirror because she lost fat, she gained some muscle, and she tightened her body up, and she achieved some goals. So understanding, like the answers to these questions and understanding the purpose behind it is everything, So, muscle weighs the same as fat, but it takes up less surface area, and you can be healthier because of it, and then just enjoy life, right? Remember, guys, knowledge is power and health is wealth. So that's it for today. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. Again, this is Al Morenton with MyFitLife. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Peace.